In the eternal words of Dr. Dre, smoke weed every day. All right. On a more serious note, that's just me having some fun. So here we are. Everybody feeling a little frazzled? See, we keep going through this process of how could they do this, because we're evaluating the double standard right now. That's part of what's happening. How can they do this when they do this? How can they say this when they do this? Well, that doesn't make sense to you, and it doesn't make sense to you because you're a person of integrity. That means you say what you mean, and you mean what you say. And you work hard to do those things, and we work in common agreement. What you fail to understand, or maybe you're starting to come to the reality, is that not everybody is like you, and not everybody thinks in that same way. That's just a fundamental reality of life. You may have had the white picket fences in the nice life, but there was some little girl getting raped in the middle of the night by her father when she was a little girl. And there was some kid who didn't have any dad around, and he ended up in jail when he was 14. He's been fighting for food. He's safer on the inside. He knows that. You forget about those people, man. Those people don't think like you. Those people don't run through that rational thought process of I shouldn't do this because we're not equal. We're not. They don't care about whether that adds up or not. They're never going to care about whether that adds up or not. It just does not fit into their process. They are psychopathic and malignant narcissists because they have this pain which has not been resolved. This childhood pain. It's changed their thought process. It changes how they behave. It changes their whole thing. So all of that is just a waste of time. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of energy. It's something that just makes you look confused. Dan's right. Here's what Dan says. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. And I'm going to tell you, with a narcissist, demeaning them is the very best way of dealing with them. Because when you demean them, they will actually back off. Do you know why they back off? Because they get afraid. And you can demean them by insulting their intelligence and calling them an idiot and laying out the logic of exactly why they're an idiot, and then disengaging and not allowing them to speak. You can take the upper hand in these situations and use your intelligence and your advanced processing power that they don't have. And you can use that to own the fucking argument. But you have to be cool, and you have to be calm, and you have to be collected, and you have to know what you're doing all the fucking time. You let these motherfuckers into your head and they'll start to chew. Here's the thing that all of you need to realize, man, and I mean this, and I really hope you hear me. Look at how this power has grown just in the last 20 years. You have to make a stand. And you have to make a strong stand, or you're going to lose it all, and it's all going to become like that. Because that's powerful as fuck. And that's powerful as fuck because it will eat you by allowing you to eat yourself in your own confusion. And they will add confusion and add confusion and add confusion. And you will become dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber, just like them. Until you're another idiot that's running around just like them. Lost in your own pain, just like them. They're never going to wake up one day and realize, well, fuck, I'm being a hypocrite. I should do something about that. Why don't I take some proactive they just don't. You keep thinking that fighting your way and shaming them for not having integrity is going to work. They don't give a fuck about that idea. And guess what? Neither do their voters. That integrity idea only appeals to you and your kind up there on the Fox News and the conservative network. Nobody else cares about that shit, man. Dan's right. Any confrontation coming from AOC, anything, say she confronts me and says, oh, this about the voice of Antifa. This is what I say. I say, with regard to what you said, you have no qualification to say that. You've already had a clear demonstration in your own behaviors on television, that you create things in your own mind and punish the people around you for that. So I'm not going to be giving your words any credit, nor would it be wise for any of the people around you to do that, as this is all emotionally driven behaviors. You have to be able to own conversations like that, and then offer your hand and say, at the same time, I do appreciate what you have to say, however, and I see you as having the potential for leadership in the future. And I really love your ideas on green energy. And that throws the dialectics in, and you get them working with you. You punch them and you love them at the same time. You punch them and you love them at the same time. Show your mental clarity. Your mental clarity will win this fight. It is mental clarity that will win this fight. And I don't know how to explain it to people. You just got to have your own mentally strong mind and just not allow other people up into that motherfucker, man. Like Maxine Waters, you want to know the best way to deal with that motherfucker? You got to make her a hero and make a movie about her and fucking have goddamn barbecues, and all of her people can be rolling around fucking showing their bling, man, and fucking how happy they are. And they can all be working together, doing crafts and shit. Just being happy, having house parties and stuff, man. That's how you solve that problem. You got to be creative. And you got to give them what they want. And you got to pay for it, because if you don't, you're going to pay for it the other way. And right now, what I see right now is horrifying. I don't even want to tell the people around me what I see. It's so fucking horrifying. It's truly, truly tragic. I see a government that is moving in, calling the people in your country wrong. Half of your country is being called wrong. All of those jobs are getting hit by your government. You're getting squeezed. You got immigration coming in to compete for jobs. They're saying white people mean less in terms of government support. This to me appears to be a genocide, just of the white race, and they have it justified of why they have the right to do that. It's all Nazism. And the reason why it's Nazism is because it's the same psychopathic dynamic, because it's the same psychopathic pattern that occurs inside of people. This is mentally ill people gone wrong. And they're there to correct this world. And we do so much better when we just, don't do this. We do better when we don't do this. I mean, you look at California. Everybody's bailing out of California right now. They're saying their policies fucking fail. Look at Portland. From hero to zero overnight. Their city's a failure. All these cities are failures. And then they're bringing their shit to the federal government and they're saying, we're here to teach you how to live. Motherfucker, no. You ain't got it figured out, motherfucker. You have to stand above them with your mental clarity. You have to correct them. You have to dismiss them. And you have to own the conversation. and own the narrative and be in your power at all times. You got to scare them. You have to scare them in your strength, in your clarity, in your ability to process. You do that with your mental clarity. You do that by standing tall. You do that with a firm fucking chest. A strong shake of the fist. Don't spend any of your time wondering if they're going to wake up and realize they're a hypocrite and change their behavior. It's not ever going to happen. That's not what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a bunch of people who've been very hurt in their life and they hate you and they want you to pay. And as far as they're concerned, you've had a good and they're going to take that from you. Fuck you. You don't deserve to have a good. They didn't deserve to have a good. You don't get that either. You have privilege. This shit's going to be the end of us all if we even allow that idea of privilege to propagate through our society. This is not America. This is not America. This is a battlefield.